Hello, hello, and welcome back to DML. So today we are hatching another dragon, and I have to say, this dragon has such a cool looking egg. Like, actually, I adore the colours on this guy. So this is obviously the PIGSY dragon from the previous event. So don't discount the PIGSY dragon simply because of its affinity for fruit. It's a kind-hearted and optimistic friend who will accompany you on any journey, westward or otherwise. So, of course, he's an epic dragon, so I'm not going to suggest for you to use him on an endgame team. But he does have a really interesting typing, being fire, metal, and light. Not sure what that's about, but, you know, I guess it's because he's like... It's just the fact that he has, like, wind on his design, like, on his back and on his legs, or it looks like a sort of cloud to me. So it's like, why is he metal? Is there a reason he's metal? Maybe it's because he's made out of, like, porcelain? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking into it too much. But either way, I love his colours. And a pig dragon. It's so stupid. I love it to no end. So this is little Mert, our PIGSY dragon. So all that we have left to do is hatch our jade dragon now. Oh no, my VIPs run out on my main account. I've started having to use VIP tickets. It's never a good sign when that starts happening. So, you know what? I think for now what we're going to do is we're going to do some arena fights. So, that does mean that a couple of these fights might be pretty tough. I'm going to hope that we don't have to use our clan dragon power because I don't want to have to pay for it. Or at least the amount of clan tokens required. So, game, please give me level 100 fights, but make it so that they're not enchanted above me, please. I would appreciate that very much. And so in the event that's currently going on for that new potion dragon, of course, like I said, I'm not doing it on my main account, but on our Android account, I am almost up to tier 3 now, or at least I should be by the time this goes up. So, I don't know, it is a repeat of a previous solo event, or mini solo event. So yes, I'm a little bit poop-peeved again, because we are back to that stage where we're going, oh, I guess we're not getting any original events again. So, I don't know, maybe it's the fact that they don't want to invest as much people time into making events anymore for DML, because, you know, we keep getting repeat events over and over again. And, like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind that events in themselves are repeated and, you know, certain dragon rewards are repeated. I don't even mind that. It's just the fact that, at the very least, we could have changed the points required per level slightly. Or changed the required tasks a little bit. Or we could have added some event dialogue. I would have liked that. But it's just the fact that we get nothing. Like, absolutely nothing new. It is just repeat, copy-paste of the previous event. And like I've said before, though, I do prefer events that are copy-pasted without dialogue, rather than being copy and pasted with the incorrect dialogue, as we've had before. But it just makes you think, where's the time going into from the development team? Is it going into bug fixing? Because I don't see bugs being fixed. I mean, the arena's buggier than ever for certain people. Like, apparently, for certain people that are in the Elite League, they're going up against level 30 people. Like, what? I have no idea how that is happening, but there's been reports of that. And obviously, we still have some of the really, really bad login bugs that are still happening to people to this day. Like, when I couldn't log into my Android account for a month, I kept saying to people, it might not have happened to you yet, but with DML, it's all a cycle. Eventually, you're probably going to get hit by it. And people were like, nah, I've never encountered a bug like that before. You're just exaggerating, Quacks. And then, lo and behold, not even 2 weeks after I'd said it, one of those people was like, oh, I can't access my game anymore. And then they, you know, stirred up a ruckus about it and were really annoyed. And it's like, well, I'm glad you understand how it feels now. Not that I would, you know, wish anyone the inability to access their account, but it's just, you can't give companies a pass like that when it is literally impossible to log into their game. or there are bugs so bad that they are that game-breaking that people literally can't even participate in special events. It's bad times when that happens. And usually when you report it, eventually, you know, customer care will get back to you and they will compensate you sometimes for that. But the problem is for all the people like me that don't even bother to report it, you obviously don't get anything out of it. And at the same time, it's like, if there are that many people already being affected by this bug, how do you know? Because unless people actually report it, you're probably not going to know how many people are actually affected. Like, just think how many new players to DML ended up quitting the game because they couldn't access their game. Because all I'm going to say is if I play a new game and there is a game-breaking bug to the point where I literally can't even log in or can't even open up the game, I'm probably not going to play it very much. Just being honest, I'm probably not going to bother. And I'm surprised that we managed to get that many wins in a row in the arena, but hey, I will take it. I will definitely take it, but it's just... I don't know how some of the bugs that are still in the game are still here at this point. Like, you'd have thought that the login bugs in particular would have been phased out by now because they're pretty bad. And they've been pretty bad for a long-ass time. But what do I know? What do I know? I just go into DML, don't even think. Although I will say that I've never really had those bugs on PC DML before. It was my Android account that affected, so... I don't know what it is. Is it something that affects mobile devices more frequently? Like, is it a problem with the servers not being able to connect when you're out and stuff like that? Although, I just lost the connection for a straight 3 weeks from home. I don't know, dudes. It's just, I hope from the bottom of my heart that this game doesn't dig its own grave sooner than it needs to. And, you know, with the events repeating and the bugs that really need to be fixed not getting fixed, it's just one of those things where it feels like the game is just trying its best to kill itself. Like, don't get me wrong, I think DML in general has been sort of, you know, stagnating, like around the same numbers for a little while now. Because, you know, it's over the hype of the original Divine events. We're over the hype of 2015, 2016 DML at this point. Well, that's the trouble. I struggle these days to even think of, like, non-main series videos to do because this game is so old now, relatively speaking. It's been out for 4 years, and we're getting less content drops now than we ever did. Apart from, like, the first, I think, 6 months of the game's release, there really wasn't a whole lot that was actually added to the game as a whole, because, I mean, they just flung everything into the game, everyone needed to breed the dragons, and I think the major thing back then used to be breeding a dragon of the month. And now, I finish breeding dragons of the month usually within the first week. So, if that was all the content that we were getting now, yeah, that would suck pretty bad. But the problem is now everyone already has the base dragons. Everyone's got, like, enchanted stuff. Some people have max enchanted stuff, so there's no campaign to do. So, even though there's more frequent events now, I don't think it means there's truly more to do. Especially when, you know, the events that we're getting are just complete repeats of what we've already had in the past. It just feels like we're not getting anything new. Like, I know that in a recent-ish patch we did get the social update, which was cool. Although, didn't really make a difference to the gameplay itself. It was more so just like a, here's a cool profile for you, we've removed the mentoring system. And that was like it. I'm just trying to think of what kind of event would I even want? What kind of event would you even want? It's a toughie because some people like castle events, some people like solo events, some people hate them both like me. Some people like the dungeon, some people hate the dungeon. I hate that the dungeon takes forever to clear every time, but I do like the fact that the dungeon is different from, you know, just regular battling. Like, it's a 6-man squad, especially when you don't have legendaries or fully upgraded dragons. Doing the dungeon actually requires a lot of strategy, depending on team. So I can appreciate that part of the dungeons. The problem is just, you know, it takes forever to do every dungeon run. Unless you have, like, an Andy and a Joko like I do, that just one-shot everything. But I remember dungeon runs on my other account sometimes used to take, like, 20 minutes to complete. Because I'd just be healing up, shielding up, metaling up, and it would just be a slog. Like, the only way to do the fights would be to build up Dragon Fury and then kill the opponents, and trust me, that is not an enjoyable experience. I think that's one of the reasons, or one of the main reasons, that I just grew to dislike defensive teams. Because some defensive teams, like, if you throw an Ares in there, or a Narwhal or something like that, they can be super duper good. Especially with the buffs to metal and void, and all that. But they just take bloody forever to win with. And you know me, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, I'm a very lazy DML player. So I look for every way to do everything as quickly as possible, or more so as optimally as possible. Whether I do it or not depends on how I feel on the day. But knowing that there's a quicker way to do something, I'm probably going to take it. So that's another one of the main reasons why aggressive teams are my thing. Not sure about you. It doesn't change how strong the teams are in themselves, how quickly they can clear a fight out, but trying to stop DML from being super sloggy is important to me. As in, really, really important to me. Because the game just takes far too long to do anything in most of the time. I mean, we're still here in 4 years, and we're level 136. We don't have all the dragons, because it's literally impossible to have all of them. So, you know, maybe one day we'll see a major update that changes that. I don't know, they'd probably nerf it to the ground if that were to happen anyway, but regardless, I'm going to say thank you for joining me, good luck in all of your event progress, and whatever else you're doing. So, until next time, I will see you then.